Okay, here in the... Hi, my name's Kevin and I'm the Bad Back Gardener. In this short video here, we're going to do a quick early August update of the raised bed garden and see how things are doing. Kind of the time of year where some of it's kind of overgrown and produced or done producing, so parts of the garden are ugly. Some of them are producing really good, and some of them are still growing and looking okay. But we'll take a quick tour of that and give you an update here on what's going on. Welcome back to the Bad Back Gardener. In this August update here, it's beginning August, first full week of August here, and we're going to give you an update of the raised bed garden and see how all the stuff is doing. We got some stuff that's done producing and needs cleaned out, or it's going to need cleaned out. We got some stuff that's overgrowing out of the beds, a lot of that stuff. We've got stuff that's really producing good right now that needs picked and some stuff done with it, and some stuff that's just still growing and looking okay. So we're going to take a peek into the garden and see what's going on. Okay, so the first thing you're going to see as we walk through the door is we definitely need to pick and freeze some green beans here. We got quite an array of green beans, and they've really gone crazy, and I need to do something with them very quickly here. Probably tonight or maybe even tomorrow I will pick those and get some frozen in the freezer. Some of them are actually so big now that they're probably not fit to eat or fit to worry about canning, but there's still a lot there that will need done. And the beans, they're growing all over the place. I grew two types of, this is Oriental Wonder, is the long green beans, which I really like those because you pick them, they're really easy picking. And then I got Vortex is the other green bean, and it's doing good too. So with that bed there, so we move down to here. The tomatoes are really producing. I've canned approximately, I think, 35 cans of salsa so far, and they need picked again, and that's probably going to be something on my list tomorrow, is to pick some more tomatoes and can them tomorrow. Get some more jars of salsa tomorrow, and then probably do maybe some stewed tomatoes as well. Some whole peeled tomatoes, maybe here the next thing after that. But we've got last couple of days we've got a lot of rain, and unfortunately I can bet you we're going to see a lot of cracking when I go to pick. Maybe not. Don't seem too bad through here, but the littler ones tend to crack when they get a lot of water, a lot of rain all at one time. So there's quite a few tomatoes here to be picked again. My cilantro here is it's all flowered out. That stuff's about done there. I have another pot of cilantro that's pickable up by the house, and then I just planted some other cilantro in a pot up there. The turnips, unfortunately we haven't been eating them. I don't know if they're going to be any good anymore. There. We got some onions growing in here, but they're getting overrun by some weeds because I haven't kept up with some of the weeds that's grown in. I got some young onions in here. My iceberg lettuce didn't fan out to be iceberg lettuce real good. It just grew tall. Didn't form any heads. You can still pick the leaves a little bit, but they're starting to get actually a little too big there. Here's some cilantro here. Didn't get a real good germination out of that. It's just like one pack, but it'll come on a little bit anyways. And then up in that bed, those are my early tomatoes, and they're still producing good, but they're probably Some of the older ones are a lot more brown. They're still growing at the ends, but the middles are starting to brown out. And then those are later planted ones, so you can see they're more green. So, and then down there is another row of tomatoes it's producing. You see these little ones here, and I can't remember exactly what they're called, but they are like sugar to eat, like eating candy. And pick a bowl of those and just eat them right out of the bowl. Peppers are producing. Plants aren't getting real big, but they're producing peppers, as you can see. They're just kind of flopping over this year for some reason, not getting real big plants. And they're wind blown. We've had a lot of wind, and apparently the spot they're in this year, this bed especially, wind must come down up from the holler here and just beat them all over the place. That's the only thing I can figure it is. These ones even down here are kind of catching the end of it, but down there not so bad. So these peppers, they're getting peppers. I've had better crops of peppers, that's for sure. This year isn't the best I've ever had, but we'll get peppers. We should have plenty. I plant a lot of them, so there's another bed of peppers there. And they're producing. Got some peppers in there. A lot of jalapenos in here. Some hotter ones, cayenne and stuff down here. And then up on that bed, the potatoes are falling out of the bed. They're still growing yet, they're still green. Most of them, got a few of them that have starting to turn brown, but they're still growing. Okay, due to technical difficulties here, we're going to pick up on our tour about halfway through. Unfortunately, I realized after I'd filmed the other one and went to put it out on YouTube that it was not, half of it did not come through right. So we are going to pick up where we left off of the August tour here. And I believe we already seen the peppers here and these ones here. So that bed up there is, and forgive me if I repeat something from the first part, but that's the old bed for the peas and stuff. It's pretty much a wash. But then up here, we've been getting a lot of tomatoes. I just canned 21 quarts of tomatoes here last night for my new bed of tomatoes there, and it's doing really good. Cucumbers are doing good. This is the very first patch of cucumbers here, and it's still producing yet. They're still producing cucumbers yet, and we've got some huge cucumbers coming off this. Some of them are yellow now, no good, but like that one there, it's a good, that one's probably beyond, it's getting to where it's not going to be too much good anymore either, but I've been picking them. I just can't keep up with them. Give a whole bunch away the other day. And then the new batch down here, you can see it's producing some nice cucumbers there too. And I probably picked a bushel of cucumbers the other day and give them away. So they're doing real good, but you can see the old patch is still even producing. So we're doing good in cucumbers this year. And peppers we're doing okay on. I don't think I'm going to have the greatest year of peppers, but we'll take care and see what we get from them. And then back in here we have 4 different things going on. We got down there, as you can see, there's some yellow hybrid squash. It looks probably about ready to pick, actually. And then what's mostly taken over this whole big thing is I planted in the middle over there is some spaghetti squash, and it is just like taken off all over the place and produced a ton of spaghetti squash. So it is spreading. There's pumpkins over there, and there's melons over here. So we've gotten squash through the melons and squash through the pumpkins. So these are a new kind of melons that I'm growing this year, and I'm not exactly sure what they even look like. So hoping they're not similar to the spaghetti squash, or else I'm going to have trouble figuring out what's what. But I don't think they are. But you got spaghetti squash. I believe this is spaghetti squash here. Sometimes you can tell by the vine where it's coming off of, because the spaghetti squash has bigger leaves to it. So it might be a squash, I'm not sure, or a melon, because there's a spaghetti squash. It looks the same, and it looks smoother. That one's more lined. I bet you this looks to be a melon. So that looks to be a spaghetti squash. But they're all over the place. They've grown through the fence and everywhere else. Now I know I've seen a greener melon here. And so these seem to be lined. The melons have the lines in them. So that's a melon there. So we are getting some of each. So looks like we got some more melons in there. So I just have to look at them and figure out what's going on. Yeah, we'll see. I'll have to figure them out. But anyways, we got quite a mixture going on here. And then down here, you can see there, we got some green pumpkins and some squash in the pumpkin patch. And there's some more pumpkins throughout here. I'm gonna pick one out there, but they're in here. I've seen more than one. We got a few, not a ton of pumpkins. There's a little pumpkin right there. Not a ton of pumpkins, but probably about a half a dozen growing. So that's gonna finish it up for our tour. So that's going to finish it up for the tour here. Everything's producing. It's that time of year where stuff is producing real good, but yet it's starting to look like it's dying off, a lot of the stuff too. So the garden looks good in some spots, bad in other spots. So unfortunately summer's getting to where it's coming to an end, and I don't like that part of it. So thanks for joining me. Catch up with me on Facebook. You can also email me at bbgardner@zoominternet.net. And as always, if your back ain't hurting, you ain't working.